In Uganda, the key form of gender-based violence is domestic violence. According to the 2011 Uganda Demographic and Health Survey, at least 27% of women below 50 years had experienced some form of domestic violence in the year leading to the survey. At regional level, Teso sub-region had a higher prevalence rate over Acholi region, which percentages standing at 76% and 54% respectively. During the 2012 survey, at least 19% of women reported that their first sexual encounter was against their will, while at least 16% of the women had experienced violence during pregnancy. These injustices prompted Chokra, in collaboration with her partners, to roll out the Sasa Faith methodology, which is an approach aimed at preventing gender-based violence, creating awareness within communities on the effect of GBV and its HIV-associated risks and the benefits of supporting survivors of GBV.
Sasa Faith as an approach is it's an approach that looks at behavior change. So we got men and women in the faith communities, and when I talk about faith communities, at the mosques that we work in, are the leaders in the faith community. So these leaders in the faith community are both men and women. So we brought them on board, trained them. They are a voluntary group of people, trained them on behavior change, that is Sasa Faith, and we let them go into the community to start raising awareness about vices of violence against women and its connection to HIV and AIDS.
Sasa methodology worked with the faith-based structures as an entry point to the targeted communities and created awareness about violence against women and girls and its associated HIV risks.
Yeah, using a faith-based approach is very good because the faith of the people keep them together, and it is easy to mobilize people who are in a faith-based organizational society. So the faith community is easy to mobilize. The faith community have trust in their faith. The faith community have trust in the leadership of the church. So they can easily talk to them, they can easily listen to them. And the faith community can sustain a change, because faith is about change and it is about sustaining change. So that's why we worked well with the faith community.
Community activists and religious leaders were identified, verified, and trained on the methodology. These trainings enhanced community activists and religious leaders' knowledge and skills and created awareness on violence against women and girls and associated HIV risk. Furthermore, religious leaders' capacity has been built to enable disclosure and make appropriate referrals for GBV survivors. Since 2017, 198 have been recruited in Acholi and Teso sub-region.
I myself, as I speak, it wasn't easy for me. I'm a victim, but right now I'm proud of who I am out of what Sasa Faith has done in my life. There has been a lot of challenges we have been meeting, but before that, what they brought, what they introduced, and what they taught was really so useful to us.
Okrut John and Among Florence are among the many beneficiaries of Sasa. The couple joined the program in 2017, and through the community activists' engagement in their faith community, the couple that once lived in such a potentially fatal relationship that could easily predispose them to HIV are now living in harmony. They realized the benefits of planning and working together. The two are now members of the Church Village Saving and Loaning Association group, where they save, borrow, and invest. This is one of the 8 saving groups introduced under this program, with a membership of about 240 people. It is from this group that Florence was able to start a silverfish business, and the two have invested in cattle and other household items.
We would fight simply because we were ignorant. We didn't know what we were doing. We would quarrel,
all our life was characterized by fights and quarrels in the family. When we saw the work that Terelepa was carrying out in Kolir, we realized it was a very good thing, and our lay reader from our church, St. Paul Miroirok, approached us, and we picked up the interest to join the group that was created in the church. The lay reader used to use power posters for teaching community women and men, and we saw this very helpful because other families had picked it up and it was working in their families. And also the VSLA group, the church VSLA group that was created in our church, we also picked interest and we joined. When we joined the VSLA group, during the first action audit, the money that we got, that we had saved, we used it to buy a cow. We bought all the things that we needed in our house, like chairs, mattresses, and as we talk now, we are not the same, we are changed, and we are still members of the VSLA group. We have enrolled for the next cycle.
When it taught us about violence, we realized that violence is bad. It can cause diseases like AIDS, breakages in families, like that. So we learned of it, and then we decided also to join in the group of savings.
Akerot Rose, a widow in Bokeja district, confesses to have been a violent mother towards her children, which she says was because of financial distress, because she wasn't able to look after them. Sasa Faith intervened with psychosocial support and confidence building, which has enabled her to work hard, participate in saving groups, and she is currently building a house for her family.
My name is Anna Rose Akareut, and I am a widow. My husband died a couple of years ago, but from the time that Terelepa, with support from Trokra, came to Kolir, I was picked, I was trained, and out of the trainings, from the quiet person and reserved person that I was, because of my reservations and being a self-centered person, I saw death very near in my life. But I am very grateful to Terelepa for having picked me and trained me. When they taught me, it helped me break the silence in me. It built the confidence in me. I got to realize that my silence someday would cause death in my life. And from that time, I have learned to open up, because that is what I was taught. We were taught the benefits of disclosure, and nowadays I am someone who opens up easily. Having been picked and trained as a community activist, I took on the work. I started engaging community women and men, telling them the benefits of balancing power in their relationships, the benefits of them sharing roles and responsibilities, the benefits of planning together as husband and wife. In that process, still in our churches where we were implementing Sasa Faith program, the program of Village Savings and Loans Association was introduced, where I became a member. From our Village Savings and Loans Association group, I saved money, and I would save consistently. And when that money accumulated and we had our first audit, the money that I got, the savings that I got from that first audit, I used it. I ferried son home. I bought cement to start on the project of constructing my permanent house.
Jessica Akurut and Akelo Caroline are project officers at Tererepa and Church of Uganda Tedo, respectively. They were charged with the responsibility of rolling out the Sasa Faith program to the community activists and religious leaders to provide support and mentorship. They are content that people's levels of knowledge and skills attained have increased in regard to GBV, which gives an assurance of sustainability of the prevention work that they have been doing over the past 5 years.
So out of those engagements, those that I have counted, the dialogues with the community women and men, we have been able to realize a multiplier effect through these people that we directly engage. Some have been able to also take this information to other people, and they've continued helping people. Like a case in point is in St. Nathaniel's Catholic Church, where a community activist, during her engagements with the women in church, one of the participants, who happened to be a woman, got that information, and since where she had come from, there was a family that was experiencing violence. With the knowledge she had attained, she was able to go and sit the couple that was experiencing violence. She sat them down, they talked through it, she gave them all the risks associated with the violent relationship that they were in. They picked it up, and that family has also been in position to reach to 3 more families. And as we talk now, these families have all changed. They always attend these dialogues, and they have appreciated the program.
For example, the case of Rose and Moses, they kept attending our dialogues. So one day Rose came to us and was like, surely I have seen a very good topic from this, because this is touching our family. And she was so much appreciating the topic of joint planning, because she said that she was not planning before with her husband, but now she's saying that the husband started planning together with her, even calling her to make a decision concerning their family.
According to the recently concluded N9 Rapid Assessment Survey, about 5,957 people in Acholi in the 2 regions have been positively impacted. Duty bearers are full of praise for the SASA Faith program for the achievements registered in their communities, especially in the areas of mindset change, attitude, and breaking barriers for war-affected people.
The recruitment of these SASA activists has played a very great role in changing the community mindset. I think we are well aware that even this place, we underwent circumstances of war. In 2008, when we came back from the IDPs, even the mindset that we were having here was full of it was traumatized. They were traumatized. What we encountered at the end of it all was a high level of GBV. We had land conflict. So the intervention by Trokea Diocese has played a very great role in changing this mindset in terms of responsive and preventive measures on gender-based violence.
So under Trokea again has been supporting also TEDO to help us implement still the same on gender-based violence cases, which it has been building capacity of CDOs, the police officers in charge of family and children, really to see that they will handle issues on gender-based violence properly. And really this TEDO has also helped us so much, and it's getting support from Trokea. But this is SASA Faith. This is a structure which is already put in the parishes, and these people always report to me of their cases that they have been handling. And of course, when I saw the cases that they were handling, because a lot of sensitization that they have been doing, they have really done a lot, and the community are now very aware of such violence, the effects, what it causes, so there is a reduced cases now at those parishes.
The Secretary General of the Uganda Episcopal Conference, together with other partners, appreciated Shukri's investment in women empowerment programs because to God, religion and family come first.
When they asked Jesus, which is the greatest of all commandments, he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and your neighbor as you love yourself. St. John also says, the supreme law or a command is a command of love, and the love of your neighbor. Now within the family, there are also basic things that are required of a family. If you look at Ephesians, if you look at Galatians, they all speak about the relationship within the family. In Galatians it says there is no woman, there is no man. All are God's children. We care for all of them. The same in Colossians chapter 3, and I don't think we need to go to too many. We can summarize by saying the social teaching of the church is based on the love of neighbor. And all we do is to try to ensure that the social order is one piece. Creation and humanity are all in harmony.
Partners commit to continue having engagement with community women and men on the benefits of balancing power in relationships and supporting those who are experiencing gender-based violence using the available materials such as power posters, dramas, and community conversations.
We continue doing our work together with the leader of the Christian community, plus also the catechists.
But also we have continued to empower our religious leaders in the church to be able to do, even as they preach the word of God every Sunday, to have at least a mention on issues around gender-based violence and women empowerment. But also now, as an organization, we have taken another initiative to work with our theological college here in Soroti, where we have been given some time, 2 days in a week, that totaling 4 hours in a week, to be able to facilitate the people, the religious leaders who are being trained in this theological college, so that when they come out, they have the skills to facilitate women empowerment issues, but also to change their attitude towards women as they do their work as religious leaders.